today's episode, we'll be talking to an innovative fashion designer and boutique owner. Sit tight as we talk to Aaron Simmons. Welcome to Let's Talk. On today's episode, I have a fashion designer, designs clothes. His name is Aaron Simmons. Welcome to the show.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good.
So good to have you. I know we hadn't never met before, but I've heard a lot about your work, and I was definitely interested because I'm a clothes person myself. So, where would you say all of this begun?
Designing began when I started playing basketball. I love watching Michael Jordan, and being a gym rat, I like to see his shoes, and started designing shoes in the 4th grade. And
Just like writing them, like sketching them out?
yeah, sketching in class and trying to hide the sketches before the teachers see you. So I started doing that, and then did that all through middle school and high school, and then started dressing and myself, and just started becoming your own person. So that started it, everything with the shoe background.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know your boutique is called Jevon Terance Boutique. Where did Jevon Terance come from?
Jevon is my middle name, and Terance is a nickname that my aunt calls me. So when I started picking names for my fashion line, I'm like, what would be cool but still me? So that's how I got Jevon Terance. I put the two together. I don't know how it came about. I just thought about it one day, and I was like, oh, that'd be good. Sounds good.
I actually, like I said, whenever I thought of you, I'll say Jevon Terance because that's your brand. So, what is your inspiration as far as when you're designing? I know you said in the 4th grade the shoes, but where do you draw your creativity from now?
When I start a collection, I try to go to the shoe background and look at what shoe Jordan was wearing, whatever my anniversary year is. So I look at that. But a big aspect of it is going to the city and seeing landmarks and trying to like bring things from the city into my designs, because I design fabric too. So it's pretty cool like that.
You design fabric. How does that work? Like, how do you?
Well, I'll either sketch it out, design it on a computer, get inspiration from images, and then just manipulate the image, and then that's how I get into fabric design. So it's pretty cool. It's a crazy process, and then you ship it off to the company, they print it, and it costs double, but it works out in the end because it's original.
Where can your fabric be bought? Like,
well, I don't sell the fabric. So after it's designed, I get it shipped to the store, and then I make the pieces. So
okay,
we haven't gotten to selling the fabric yet. People have asked, but I'm not a fabric store yet. So,
wow.
Yeah.
So your competition. Do you think you have like a huge variety of competition, or do you think you're kind of like a staple in the area that you're in?
The area that I'm in, I'm like one of a kind. There's not a lot of designer indie boutiques, so I'm on my own there. But then you go 30 minutes to Cleveland, then I'm dealing with a lot of independent designers. But I don't look at them like competition, because I'm actually friends with a lot of the designers from Cleveland and in the area, so we're all doing our own thing. I kind of can compete with the brand, the big commercial stores like Zara and H&M. Like, somebody might see something similar to a piece that I made, and then they're like, you know what, I'm just going to get the H&M piece because it's like way cheaper. And I can't be mad at that because it is cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just depends if you want something made or if you want to just go get a fast fashion fix. So, yeah.
I was reading, and it seems like you started in 2007. 2007, correct? So you celebrated 10 years last year.
Yeah, 10-year anniversary.
So how did that feel? I mean, I'm pretty sure having the dream in the beginning, and then coming 10 years later, like. How did that feel for you?
It was a crazy feeling. The whole collection, I started it and I was working on prom dresses and my collection at the same time, and I decided to take upon doing 70 outfits and having 70 models in my big show. So it was pretty crazy 3 months for me because I completed the whole collection in 3 months. So I was sewing night and day. But the feeling is, you know, I look at myself going from a young guy doing a bunch of shows in Cleveland to now having a boutique and mentoring people. So to come in full circles feels crazy, but I still feel like I'm still starting. So it's like 10 years, but it's like, dang, I feel like I'm ready to still keep doing stuff.
Right.
So it's pretty cool.
Wow, I definitely have a lot of more questions, but I do want to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Jevon Terance. We are back with Aaron Simmons. So, do you make your own clothes? Like, how often? I'm pretty sure you have things that you probably made for yourself, but how often do you do that?
So with every collection, I try to make all the men's clothes in the sample size that I wear. So after the show, I could wear all the pieces. So really, if you go in the store, all the men's pieces are my clothes.
Okay.
So that's how it goes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What are your price ranges? Like, I'm pretty sure because you make them and it takes time, and with your own hands, they're not cheap. So.
Right. So we try to price all the dresses. They start $150 and up, and then the men's piece is about around the same, $100 and up. It's hard with pricing, being from a small city. It is an education. I feel like I get thrown under the bus sometimes about pricing, but we really try to price to the point of, you know, with everything added into it. I don't price based off of going to Paris. Like, I can charge this because I went to Paris. So that's just an education, but, you know, you have to just be full in and just charge what you have to charge.
Now, two questions, is it just you doing all the sewing and everything, or do you have other people that help you? Also, when it comes to fabric and somebody wants something created, how does that work?
So I do all the sewing, I do all the designing, sewing, all the inspiration boards, everything. I do have people I go to about ideas. I'll pitch them ideas. You know, you want to have a good friend circle. And then after that, you know, I get to making the pieces. Yeah. I think I skipped your second question.
It was just like when somebody brings you a fabric.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Okay, here's the fabric.
Right.
You know, how do you like go about, you know, what they want basically, and then giving them a price that's decent? I guess.
So I only do that for friends, and you know, with friends I do that.
Okay.
But I don't do is called bespoke. I used to do that for people. I just try to do everything with the original designs with the boutique, and try not to confuse people. Like, I'll tell certain people I do this, and then I won't do it for certain people. So basically, people just come in and buy the samples off the rack, or, you know, order the sample. I remake it in new fabric and stuff. But the only people I really work with are prom girls. They'll come in with their own idea, and then I'll work around their ideas and try to add my ideas into it. But other than that, we just do all the original.
So you have a lot of clients that are like mainly looking for prom dresses.
Yep, and special occasions. But even for a special occasion, I still will design something from scratch, or they'll pick something from the rack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what about your shop? Where is it located? You know, where can people come to and find you, in the hours?
Okay, I'm right downtown on Broadway, Lorraine, Ohio, right next to the Palace Theater. We're there 12 to 5 Tuesday through Friday and 1 to 6 on Saturday.
Okay.
In the summer when it gets warm, I usually stay later, so we probably will have summer hours. We might pick up the day on Monday and go 6 days a week.
Okay. Now we do have a couple pieces here. So just go for it.
Yeah. So I brought a good variety of pieces to show people what I do, because I don't want to just bring two things and like, what else do you make? So this fabric is what I designed. This is actually an original fabric from 2007 from my first t-shirt that I came out with. It's Skulls, Roses, and these lines are actually paint with glitter on the real shirts.
Wow.
Back then. So now with technology, I can get it in different fabrics, and it tells a cool story with the line on where it's come and where it's going.
So this is actually a shirt that you put on the fabric. Wow.
Yep. So I did that, and that's just paying tribute to our 10-year anniversary fabric. I try to bring it back in different designs every year. And since it's spring, it's a good spring, color format. So excited about that. I try to bring a men's classic piece, and this is my men's wool coat. We started designing those last year, and it was in my 10-year anniversary collection. It's just nice and classic. It's hard with menswear being from a small city because men don't like to take chances, so I try to create classic pieces. All the crazy stuff I send out to stylists, like for videos and stuff and events, but try to keep it GQ. I read a lot of GQ and stuff and research menswear.
Okay.
And these are men's pants, but they're unisex. I try to do a play with denim, flipping it. And they're just cool wide leg joggers that have the extra tie. Something cool to throw a fitted top on if you're looking at style, tips. You don't want to go too big on both things and it looks a little, too flimsy. So, yeah. And this mini dress is from my collection that's still going on now, my 10-year anniversary collection. It's actually a basketball. So, it gets really detailed with some of the designs. I like to tell stories. This is a basketball, but it has fringe as a basketball because with basketball, there's a lot of movement.
Wow.
So it could get crazy.
That's pretty cool because I didn't even notice the basketball design. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So those are the pieces.
Okay. So where can we follow you on, Facebook, your social media handles?
Everything is Jevon Terance, so Facebook, Jevon Terance /Jevon Terance. Website is www.jevonterance.com. Instagram is @JevonTerance. MySpace is Jevon Terance. So you can Google Jevon Terance. Actually, I do that myself just to see if people are trying to play around and make fake pages. But it is pretty cool to see all the quick links. So don't be afraid to Google stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now, last thing, there's definitely a lot of people that have dreams and goals, and I'm pretty sure there's people out there that would, be inspired by what you do. So just speak to those people and tell them what it would take.
Yeah.
As far as getting to where you are, and then just overcoming and getting there.
Yeah, I always tell them, interns and people that are just looking for advice is to go for whatever you want to do. Take chances. You're going to waste a lot of money. You're going to hear a lot of ear beatings because, it's a long road to where you want to get. I've been doing it for 11 years, and I would say like the last 6 years, you really start to see stuff pay off, because there's a lot of hours in driving and doing things for free, and it'll come back to you in the long run.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming.
All right.
I appreciate you. Jevon Terance, everybody. Thank you.
See you.
Thank you for watching this episode of Let's Talk. Please like, share, and subscribe to my page so that you can tune in to another episode of Let's Talk.